Jungle.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, friends. Welcome back to Football Gupshup. We have got Football Manager Manchester United season 24-25. So guys, before we begin this episode, please do subscribe, drop a like as well, and let's begin today's episode. And as you can see on your screen, we have apparently played a little bit of those games, and you could say those friendlies, and you can see that we have been improving our side bit by bit with this new tactic. So you can see we really had a very bad start to the season. We lost the first game against Crystal Palace, and then we played some friendlies, and finally we got some wins against Al Hilal, and then the Premier League win against Wolves. Then we played against Al Ittihad with a friendly. It was a very good game, 4-3. Then West Ham United came in Premier League, which we drew, and then we played another friendly with Tigres from Mexico, and we won that 5-2. It was a very good game in terms of quality. We scored a lot of goals. As you can see, we had 20 shots. In comparison, they had just 11. Then you can see on target, it was a very good clinical finishing, 3.77 into XG. So we are getting better in terms of number of shots as well as possession stat. You can see clearly 57%. So Manchester United are slowly, bit by bit, getting the grips. You can see the score sheet: Nonto scoring, Lacy scoring, Lenny Yoro, Nonto once again missing another chance, and then Johnny Evans and Bruno Fernandes scoring right at the death. So Manchester United kind of are improving bit by bit. So right now we are almost on the transfer deadline day, and we have got the reminder: if you want to participate, that is what we're going to do. Remember, we have still got some transfers which are in the pipeline, and two of them I'm still waiting on them, and I haven't heard, because the reason is those two players are quite young and they need the work permit. So we need to be patient and wait if we can get those transfers over the line. Now let's have a quick look. Seaman, who is the goalkeeper from Stuttgart, as well as we are looking for Guillermo Santos from Sporting. We're waiting on him, and we hope that we can get these transfers over the line. Now what we're going to do is just go back and see how does our squad look. Now looking at our squad, this is the list over here. Now in terms of midfield, when you look at the midfield, because that was the area which was quite concerning. So when you look at the midfield, I mean, we have got the likes of Eriksen, we have got Ogate, we have got the likes of Veerman, which is a good thing. But remember, we need to have Kobe Menu back, so I'm waiting on him. So if he returns, he's going to be the one who will be starting most of the games. So Veerman, Ogate and Eriksen, I think it's good enough. Now if you would ask me, would I have wanted another midfielder? I think so, yes. That is why I'm waiting for Guillermo to be signed on the deadline day, and if we get him over the line, then I think we'll be quite okay on the midfield front. Now, as with the case of, do we have another midfielder? If in case, let's say 2 or 3 midfielders get injured, then I'm waiting for Mason Mount to come back from his injury, and hopefully he'll come back. He can play in that midfield role, he can play in those front 3 positions. So I'm hoping that Mason Mount gets fit and gets back in the side, and if his injury pertains, I mean, it keeps on happening in this coming season, then we might look at selling him maybe in January, maybe the next summer transfer window. That is what our verdict is so far for Mason Mount. So hopefully he gets fit and gets back in the side. Now let's go on the defensive side. Basically, we've sold Lindelof to Valencia, we have sold Maguire to Tottenham. Now selling two centre backs such as Lindelof and Maguire kinds of is a very positive news for Manchester United fans. In real life it would certainly be, but in terms of Football Manager, when you look at the defense, I mean, United have got 2 good defenders in De Ligt as well as Lisandro Martinez. But the case over here is that if you're looking for a replacement, then all you have got is Lenny Yoro, which is a very good player, and Johnny Evans, which I think is a little bit lighter, because if any one of those, De Ligt or Lisandro Martinez, gets injured, then you need a good replacement. And I think that we are kind of not fully equipped in that department, so we perhaps need to get another player. And I do know that Branthwaite is the crown jewel for INEOS, and they would have wanted Branthwaite this summer transfer window, and in some reason Everton really had a very high price, around 80 million, 70 million, which I think United weren't going to pay. The max they were willing to offer was around, I remember, 45 million plus 50 million in add-ons. That's the max that they were going to go for. And for some reason I went and looked for his valuation in this Football Manager, and what I found was it's way too much, 71 to 100 million. And I think spending that much amount of money on a single player, he has got the quality, but I don't think so that money is justified, because if he gets injured for a longer duration, then that's a 100 million player on the sideline, which I wouldn't want to do. Already we got Anthony, and I really would want him to move, but so far we'll see what can we do on that defensive front. Maybe we'll go in the transfer deadline day and see how will it progress from going forward. And looking at the forward line, I was evaluating, and I think in terms of striking department we have got enough. I'm not convinced by Zirkzee, so might be the case that I might sell him in the future. Even in real life I've seen him played, he's not that good enough, but in this game we'll see, we'll give him some game time, and if he's not good enough then we'll sell him. Now Højlund is going to be my main man, and I'm going to make sure that he gets a lot of games. And I've brought in Nonto because if Zirkzee is injured or if Højlund is injured, then we can't rely on Rashford, because Rashford has to play on the wing. So if we have got a striker like Nonto who could play in anywhere on those front four positions, then we got a perfect player who could replace the likes of Højlund or Zirkzee. So we got Nonto over there, and on the wings I think we're quite good, because we got Garnacho, we got Nico Williams, we got Rashford, we got Anthony, and then Amad Diallo is going to come back. So we've got plenty of wingers, and I'm quite happy. There is one player who I think we should try to get, but I'm going to wait on the deadline day. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to see. If nothing happens, then I might go in for him. It's a surprise. We're going to find out about that in this episode. So hopefully we'll get to see that. But right now my main focus is to get that midfield signing over the line, and then see if we can get a centre back in a good price, and later if we can have that surprising addition a little bit later in the transfer deadline day. So we'll have a look a little bit later. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight away and take part in this deadline day. Now, what is the deadline day expected? It says basically they're linking us with Florian Wirtz, 126 million. I mean, he plays in the position of Bruno Fernandes. If I do sign him, I don't know if I've got any wages to cover his demands. I mean, he's a very good player. For me, him and Musiala are really, really good. But if I have a choice, then I will go for Musiala. And I mean, he's a really wonderful player. I mean, then you've got Barcelona boys such as Pedri and Gavi. They are really, really good. Then you got Arda Güler from Real Madrid. So 126 million is way too much for Florian Wirtz. So we're not going to go for that. Bissouma, I don't think so. I'm interested in that. So anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to take part in this and start this deadline day. So Manchester United fan ball, should Karim Adeyemi be signed? Would love that, but anyway, right. So let's see how will this go. Let me see what is there any suggestion coming in from any of the agents? So far nothing. Lisandro Martinez rumored for AC Milan, 72 million. Come on. Schlupp being linked with Luton Town. Then you got Kenny Tate linked with Napoli from Fulham. I mean, 38 million. That's a lot of money. Wendell to Everton for 19.5 million. That's a good call. Zubimendi to Chelsea for 55 million. Ooh, Zubimendi. That is one hell of a player. I mean, he had a very good Euro, and I remember he was linked with Arsenal or Liverpool. Yeah, he was close to sign for Liverpool, and then he rejected them for some reason. And wow, Zubimendi for 55 million to Chelsea. I mean, I am interested in one of the Chelsea player, which is Lavia. So if they could give me Lavia and they can get Zubimendi, it's a win-win for both the clubs. So wanted by Chelsea, currently working on other targets for the position. So they are not kind of solidifying their interest in him. They're interested in him, but they don't. It's not their utmost priority. They're looking at other positions. So we are okay from that perspective. Right. Let's see what can we do. Right, guys, as you can see on your screen right now, we are at this very moment in this Europa League draw. As you know, Manchester United are participating in the Europa League. So for at this moment, we can see that Group A has been already drawn. It's Rangers, Ferencvaros, Athletic Bilbao, Brest, sorry for the pronunciation, Lyon, Dynamo Kiev, Midtjylland, as well as Sparta Prague. For Group C, it's Tottenham is at Alkmaar, Offenheim, and Bratislava. Whereas Group D, AS Roma, Young Boys, Plzeň, and we are expecting a team coming up. Manchester United have been drawn, I think, in Group F or G. We'll get there in a second. And the next team is Anderlecht in this very tough group, Group D. Let's go to Group E and see who do we get. It's Frankfurt, Malmo, Linz, and Silkeborg from Norway. Group F, it's Manchester United, Real Sociedad. So we're going to be going up against Zubimendi. So Saloniki, and the next club is coming up right now. It will be between Nice, Lugano, and Apoel. I wouldn't want to get Nice, but we do get Nice. So INEOS, we are gonna see INEOS competition here. Real Sociedad, that's a tough group for Manchester United anyway. Group G, it's Lille, Porto, Karabakh. I mean, that is a tough group, and I wouldn't want to be in that group because we have got quality teams in Porto and Lille. I think it will be Lugano, so Swiss team coming in that group. That is a good group as well. And in the end, it will be Apoel joining Ludogorets, Lazio, and Feyenoord. So Manchester United getting Real Sociedad, Saloniki, and Nice. So the draws are up. We are in Group F. So I think we can find Nice and Real Sociedad to be a tough opponents. Hopefully that will be the case. Guys, we have made some signings in the transfer deadline day. Something happened. We apparently went in for Branthwaite. Our bid was accepted. I think it was 58 million. But for some reason, what happened was Branthwaite was looking to be a star player, and I couldn't give him that position because Lisandro Martinez is basically the one who will be starting ahead of him. It's really funny because he is a squad player in Everton, and his demands were really, I did try my best to give him as much as I could, like important player, but he rejected it and he didn't want to move to United until and unless he was a star player. But I think we might go for him maybe next season. But right now what we've done is we have brought in 2 new centre backs. We have got good coverage now because we have went in for 2 new centre backs. One is from Germany and other one is from France. So what we're going to do is we will basically go ahead in this transfer market and see if that will be the case. Guys, we have signed Guilherme. Guilherme is right now a Manchester United player, but he's still waiting for his work permit, so we will have to see from that regard. I mean, it's going to be a tough thing. So anyway, we'll get to see what will happen there. And you know, I'm just looking at my finances and we still have got 99 million, and I was thinking, you know, Zubimendi, you know, now Real Sociedad has been drawn. I'm still thinking, should we go for Zubimendi or should I wait for Lavia? I mean, I really want Lavia. I really like him. I really do rate him. And if we do get Lavia, then it'll be him and Ogate as the defensive midfielders. But if we get Zubimendi and we have Ogate, it will be 2 defensive midfielders, and Villa would want to have Lavia, but Lavia can play in other center midfield positions as well. So we can go in for Lavia a little bit later as well. So I'm just waiting for those 2 center back positions to be done, and we'll try our very best to see in the end if we can get the likes of Zubimendi. I will see if we can get him, and we are going to sign a defender, and let me see what has happened in that regard. Right, there you go. It is Magasa from Monaco who is signing, and I mean, he's going to be an unbelievable player. Hopefully he will get to sign with Manchester United. And the other player that we have signed, I'm just going to show you right now. It is none other than Football Gupshup. He has signed with Manchester United, and we were really lucky to get him for such a good fee. And I'm really happy because I used to see him since Southampton days, and he's a really good quality player. So right now we can relax on the centre back front. So if there's any injury, we have got enough cover in Gupshup, as well as the new guy that we have just signed. And I mean, he is going to be a real quality. His name is Mangusa. I mean, we can keep Magasa in the under 21 team. That is what we can do. But anyway, we have accepted, and right now we are about to sign him. Send on intensive language course. Ask Fernandez to, and he has joined Manchester United. Such a good player that we have got. And Magasa basically can play in defensive midfield position as well as in that centre back. So I'm so happy to get a player like him, and finally we're getting a very good quality player. So we will have enough coverage now in Manchester United squad. So right now, looking at the finances at this moment, we've got 87 million, and so far, I mean, the agents, the players that they're offering are not to my liking. Like some of them are really good. Patterson is a good call, but remember we got Frimpong, so we might not go for him. I always rated Patterson. Schlotterbeck being offered for around 62 million. He's a good player as well. But the one player which really caught my eye was this guy from Atalanta. Let me get him in a second. Berardi being offered around 21 to 26 million. He's offered out by club, so that is right. Sven Botman. Then we had Andre Lunin is a very good goalkeeping call, but I think I have some of the names in my mind, and I might not go in for Lunin. He has been a good cover for Real Madrid for Courtois, but I still think that there are better options out there. Kvaratskhelia is considering changing the club. Isaac is there as well. Florian Wirtz as usual. I mean, imagine if you go for Florian Wirtz. I mean, can you imagine? The irony wants to play with Jeremy Frimpong. Imagine if we get Florian Wirtz, and that would be really a sensational purchase. But we haven't got that much money. I mean, the Leverkusen are asking for way too much money, and I don't think so they would be able to afford him. And the player that I was telling to you guys was being offered from Atalanta, and that was none other than Kamara is being offered by Aston Villa, and the player that has been offered is Lookman. So Lookman is one of those players which I really like. I really rate him. He's being wanted by basically Al Nassr, and I was looking into him. Acceleration 17, pace 15, dribbling 16. He's a really good quality player. In terms of vision, 13, work rate 14. He's been really having a really brilliant season with Atlanta, scoring a lot of goals. I mean, 13 goals out of 32 appearances for Atlanta, and 13 out of 39 of his whole career. So he had a really good season with Atalanta. Now, if I do go for him, it's basically way too much, and I don't think so. We really want him. He's a really good quality player, but I think Manchester United need a little bit better than that. Right, now we were talking about those players which we should be looking for, and I'm just gonna go and look at Zubimendi and see if we can try to get him. If we can get him, I mean, he would be a good quality signing. But the thing with me is that, you know, I was looking at his basically stats, and he looks good. I mean, but he's not that pacey enough. His dribbling is 13. He is 11 in terms of pace. Acceleration is 12. He's 13 in terms of agile, and anticipation is good, aggression is good, composure is good, concentration is good, decisions is good. But for terms of is he what is required, I mean, should I go for him? I mean, he did rejected Liverpool. It's a case of if we should go for him or not. But anyway, we're still gonna wait. It's still 5 hours remaining. I really want to take it to the wire, and let's see if that will be the case. Right, guys, we have a huge surprise right now. We have made some transfer moves. It's really looking really good. We have signed two absolute unbelievable players right now, and one of them we are about to sign him. As you can see, it's coming in front of your screens right now, and there it is. We have signed Lookman. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes. What happened was his agent was offering him, and for some reason I went in there and I offered them like 19.5 million, and it got accepted. They just wanted to get rid of him because he really didn't want to be in the club, and I've just got absolute jewel of a player, Lookman, and I wasn't interested in him. As I said earlier, I wasn't interested, and for some reason what happened was Lookman was something that I was just trying to see if we can get something at the last hour, and that is what you've got right at the countdown, 1 hour. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And some of these things, like, they tend to happen in Football Manager, and his agent was really offering him. So and you know what he's basically was asking was lots of bonuses in terms of like for goal bonuses, and we have given him that, and finally we're getting him. So that is looking quite good. So we're gonna accept it, and he is joining us. And the other player which we have signed is none other than Zubimendi. He has joined Manchester United. It's really going to be looking good. So hopefully Zubimendi will be one good player, and United are really looking ready for this new season. And still the agents are coming up. I mean, Yuri from Athletic Bilbao, I'm sure that he is a good player. Acceleration is quite good. Sprint pace, for 33 years of age, I wouldn't want it for him. Areola for 36 million. I think we're done. We're absolutely done, and I think that will be it. So we're just waiting for it to be finished, and we have sent out Magasa out on loan to Swansea, and Manchester United have signed Lookman. We're gonna go for team registration. See how many players have we got now. Right, so Bella Kotchep is one of those players which we signed. Euro is under 21. We're not gonna register him because he can play in this game. Going forward, we got Veerman who signed. We're gonna bring in Zubimendi. Of course, Amad Diallo is under 21. Mason Mount is there. Nico Williams is under 21. Lots of under 21 players. And Lookman is a homegrown player as well, which is a good plus. So we got 9 homegrown players. Rashford, Hoyland is basically there, and Joshua Zirkzee is going to be the last one. So we've got a lot of good players over here. There was one other player which I was looking, but I think we'll see a little bit later. But we are really happy with this squad right now, and hopefully we are going to be happy because we got Bella Kotchep, we got De Ligt, we got Johnny Evans, we got Euro, we got Martinez. So we're pretty much strong over there. Diego De Luca can play as a left back, so hopefully we'll get Luke Shaw back as well. Mazraoui is there, so we're pretty much covered, and I think I'm pretty much happy with this selection. And right, he is under there. Let me assign a squad number. Zubimendi can have, was thinking to give him 26. Lookman can get, we're gonna see at the end, we're gonna shuffle these numbers, so we're gonna give Lookman 18, and I think that is it. So welcome Lookman. So Lookman is our new signing. I'm quite happy with it. So guys, last 1 hour remaining, and I'm sure that you would have loved today's episode. So transfer deadline day was in today's episode. Hopefully in the next episode we'll resume the season and see how our new signings are going to respond. and I'm sure that you guys would have enjoyed today's episode. So once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. What a crazy deadline day we had today, and we're gonna finish off with this one. So once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.